Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to be showing you a recipe for a white cake with black cherries in it and chocolate chips. So I call it a cherry chip cake, but the overwhelming flavor that you get is not cherry. It doesn't have any kind of like fake cherry flavor in it or anything like that, even like a cherry extract. It's just the cherries and the chocolate chips in a white cake batter. So I hope you guys will enjoy this video as we make this cake. So the first real step to any cake recipe is to prepare your cake pan. So today I am just greasing my cake pans here. You can use shortening or butter for this, and then just putting in about a quarter cup of flour here, and I'm just going to tap that around until it completely coats both the base and the sides, and then I'm going to tap out that flour onto my next pan. This is just the way that my mom showed me how to do this when I was a little girl, and honestly, I think it works better than parchment paper, better than cooking spray. Nice and beautiful, works for me. Now for our actual recipe, we're going to be using 1 cup of butter here and 3 cups of sugar. And we want to mix that together in our stand mixer, but it's not going to cream the way that normally butter and sugar do. When you're creaming something, a lot of times the butter will kind of absorb that sugar, but it's not going to do that here because there's a lot of sugar to butter ratio. So it's going to be more of a sandy consistency. So if you see that, that's right. That's the way it should be. So don't worry about that. And just scrape down that bowl real quick once that's been mixed together, just kind of making sure you don't have any clumps of butter at the bottom or around the sides. And then we're going to add in half a cup of avocado oil. It doesn't have to be avocado oil. Any neutral tasting oil will work, but we're just going to go ahead and mix that in here too. Now in my bowl, I have 4 whole eggs, and I'm going to add in 1 tablespoon of vanilla into that bowl. And then I'm going to start mixing that into my butter and sugar mix. I'm just going to drop in 1 egg, let it mix, 1 egg, let it mix until it's all completely incorporated in there. And now we are going to add in half a cup of Greek yogurt. And we are also going to be adding 1 cup of buttermilk to the mix as well. We're just adding that straight in there and giving it a mix. And then we're going to start adding our dry ingredients by adding 1 tablespoon of baking powder here, and then 3 cups of flour. Now for the 3 cups of flour, I added 1 cup, gave it a mix, added another cup, gave it a mix so that I'm not having flour explosion everywhere, and also so that I'm giving that batter time to incorporate that and not just kind of end up with clumps. So after you have got your base batter ready, then we're going to go ahead and add in our little mix-ins today, our cherries and our chocolate chips. Your batter should be nice and beautiful. Now I have 12 ounces of dark sweet cherries here, and I just took my kitchen shears and I'm cutting those in half. I did drain the liquid because it was a frozen bag that I used, but I'm reserving that liquid for use in the frosting, so don't throw that away. And then I'm adding 1.5 cups of mini chocolate chips here, and just going to give that a quick mix in my stand mixer. You can mix it together by hand. It doesn't have to be in your mixer. Once you have that incorporated and you've got a good mix in there, we're going to go ahead and put it into our cake pans. Now I just divide it by eye. I just put it half and half in there. If you want to be more exact, you can put your pans on a kitchen scale, and that way you can make sure that the layers are exactly even. You could easily split this between 3 pans because there is quite a bit of
of batter here. Now, this is going to go into a 350-degree oven for 25 to 35 minutes. When you test it, you just want to put a toothpick in the center. If it comes out with just a few crumbs, you should be good. Now, while that's cooling, I'm going to go ahead and work on my frosting here. Now, I only used one of my cake layers and cut it in half, and the other cake layer I froze for later use. So I didn't need a lot of frosting, so I'm only using 1 cup of butter with about 3 cups of powdered sugar. This is what my cake layer looks like when it had cooled. And I just cut this in half. Like I said, unfortunately, I didn't get it on the screen, but that's what the interior kind of looks like with the cherries and chocolate chips. And for my frosting here, what I'm really looking for is just that I have a good flavor profile. So I don't normally use a specific amount of sugar to a specific amount of butter. I'm really looking for a buttercream that doesn't taste too much like butter, but it also doesn't taste too sweet. So after I've got my butter and sugar ratio right, I'm just adding about a teaspoon of vanilla extract in there. You always want to add that to your frostings. And then I'm adding in the 2 tablespoons of liquid that I had left from my cherries. That's all I added here, but if you find that your frosting is too stiff, you can add some additional liquid using like milk or heavy cream. And so this is my little cake here. I just used the frosting and that 1 cake layer that I cut in half and kind of stood up. Now I'm just putting some mini chocolate chips on the outside just to kind of decorate it. And this is our little cake. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, got some good ideas from it. Let me know if you make this cake. Have a great day, guys.